Well, looks like the sun came out. It's a beautiful day. As long as these clouds keep moving along. There's no clouds behind this one. Behind these. I seen it on the radar and the maps and weather maps and stuff. There's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else. This storm came off the Pacific Ocean. Came in from offshore. Because when I looked at the end, I didn't look at it yesterday. I was like, fuck. It's thundering and lightning. Rain. It rained for like 2 days. It's a good thing when you're out in the desert for sure. But I had a leak in my roof from when I first got here 9 months ago. And like I say, when it comes to service, the squeaky wheel always gets the oil. Usually I fix everything because that's where I come from. Maintaining house, a building I had, my grandmama house. My ex-mom-in-law house, all of that shit. So I usually don't wait on nobody for anything, really. Took me to get older to become more patient with things. I'm very patient now about shit. Because a lot of times you're impatient, you'll lose. You'll take the quickest deal because you're impatient. Most of the time it's better to wait or to sleep on something. Yeah, I gave them people a letter. I gave them a request for tenant repair. Repair by tenant request. I think I told you all before. I downloaded those documents or the Arizona Housing Authority or whatever site for tenants' rights and all that shit. They jumped dead on that shit and fixed it. Well, it was for a sink actually, the faucet. Faucet was fucked up. It was leaking bad. And you couldn't even turn the faucet off. Like the shut-off valves didn't even work. I don't know what kind of shit they had going on in there. And them pipes look like they haven't been touched in 15 fucking years. 20 fucking years. It was cheap anyway, but it was a Gerber faucet though. Excuse me, it was a Delta. So as soon as I seen it was a Delta faucet, I'm like, I can fix it. I can fix any of them. But if I can't shut off the cold water, I shut off the hot water coming from the hot water tank. I just shut that water off right there. But for some reason, which doesn't make any fucking sense, they don't have no cold water shut off going to the tank. They should have shut off for both going to that tank. Like cold water going to that unit. They should have shut offs going to that unit for anything, for any kind of water. Fuck the water main. going to that unit. In every unit, you have a blue and a red shut-off ball valves going into that apartment to feed the apartment. Regardless. So I was able to turn the hot water off, but on the Delta, you gotta turn them both off. See what I mean? If it was a Gerber and it was the cold water, I could just turn the hot water off and no hot water feed from the hot water tank to that unit. And since it's a Delta, they both go into the pipe at the same time, and the faucet handle itself is the one that controls it. You know, it swivels, because it's a ball in there. You roll the ball to the left, there's a hole it's 2 holes in the bottom of that ball. One you can swivel to the right and left. One for the hot and one for the cold. But still, I wasn't able to shut the water down. I just changed it my damn self. I ain't waiting on nobody. Same with the head of fire. The smoke detector kept on beeping every fucking 15 minutes. And that shit's about 1.5 stories off the fucking ground. My ceiling, part of the ceilings in there is like 15, 16 feet. Almost 2 stories. Like 16, probably the top. One was probably like 18 feet maybe to the top of the window because the ceiling is slanted. Straight up, it's slanted. Slants down to about 8 feet. That's where it slants down to. But it tops off, so it's like a 10-foot fucking dip. Down like a foot over the front door. I'm like, wow. So what I had to do, I tried all kind of shit to get. I was up there on top of this cabinet and this closet thing, and I'm up there like Spider-Man saying, nigga, if you fall, you know, good and well, your ass will be getting disability. That's what would have happened. That's if I'd have lived. I went up there like 3 or 4, maybe 5 separate times, because I'm really not a quitter on anything. On nothing. I'm not a quitter. It gotta be some real fucked up shit or some real fucked up possibilities for me to quit anything. Like a fight, I ain't quitting no fight. You gotta kill me, man. Or the cops wanna beat me up. It's gonna take more than one. That's how it usually goes. It's gonna take more than one. Same like niggas in the street. It's gonna take more than one. As long as I don't get snuck or get stole, you know, or get dazed like that, and then I don't know what the fuck's going on for a second, and they take advantage like that. We're far straight up, like, let's get it. It's gonna take more than one. Take more than one cop. And if it's just niggas in the street, people in the street, the cops will be there. They will be on their way. That's how that shit usually works. With me. Because I don't know when to stop. I'm that fucking guy. So I'm up there on this cabinet. It's about like 7 feet up, 8 feet off the fucking thing. I'm going up there like Spider-Man. Like when I was a little kid, we used to, this part of the hallway that goes upstairs from one of the floors of my grandmama's house. We used to like put our back to the wall and put our feet on the other wall and inch our way up. Or just be like you know, your feet is touching both walls and your hands are touching both walls. And you could like spider walk up like that, whatever you call that. I forgot what they call it. I was up on the shit like that. And it made it to this little area on top of the cabinet. I said it could hold me because it's on the floor, the base of it. It would be like equivalent to like climbing on top of your kitchen cabinets. Like where those dishes are at, up high over your sink, or over the refrigerator. You know, you got that other cabinet, set of cabinets up on the wall. I could climb up on top of mine if I know if it wouldn't break, and stand on top of it. I still couldn't touch the ceiling. I wouldn't be able to fucking barely touch that windowsill if I stood on top of those cabinets that's above the sink in the kitchen, or the cabinets that are over the stove. Yeah, it doesn't like there's like no like 1 foot space up there. I could stand up there. That's how high this shit is. I climbed up there. I just used those kitchen cabinets over the stove for like my feet, to grip my feet on in and like to step on to keep my balance onto the top of this like closet thing. It's like a closet with these like 2 doors. No, it's cabinetry. They got like these 2 doors. They're about maybe 5 feet high. And then it's 2 doors you could open. And then there's like a 6 inches, and then there's another cabinet set of cabinet doors. Open those up. But all that is based on the ground. So if I stand on top of that, I ain't worrying about that breaking off or pulling off from the wall or anything. But I know better than to get on those other cabinets. So I use that like Spider-Man, put my foot on one side, put my foot on that cabinet, take a step, and another step, and I'm on top of that one. But I'm on top of there, but I can't do nothing. It's like, you look down, you know, you like 8 feet in the fucking, more than that, you may be about, maybe 8.5 feet in the air. So I'm up there, barely on there, because the shit's about like 2 feet by 2 feet. You know, I could sit up there like on my ass and get on my ass and sit there. I could sit there all day probably. But to stand up on there, it was hard, because I ain't got nothing to balance myself on. So when I stood up there, I want to change the battery out of the smoke detector, because that's all it was. So when I stood up there, I could reach over and touch the smoke detector. It reminds you, I'm like almost 6 feet. And the cabin is 8 feet. And I'm staring, so that's 14 feet right there. And the smoke detector is the carbon monoxide of shit, whatever. That shit's like, I can't even reach that hard. I could reach it and touch it, but I can't get a good grip on it. I'm not gonna fumble around up there and take a wrong step or do some dumb shit and fall from that height. Fucking with a thing. Fucking with a smoke detector battery. I went up there 3 different times, and I finally got this shit off. Now this shit's dangling. And I'm like, what the fuck? So it's hardwired, and it has a battery in it. And I'm like, I can't work with no one fucking hand up here on this thing. How do you born in that? I can't work with one hand. I need a ladder. Actually, I need a fucking ladder. So then I got back. I went up there like 3 or 4 different times, man. I said, what am I doing? Then I sat there and I thought, and that shit kept on going. No, I took the battery out, but the shit still was dangling. I already put the order in for the guy to come fix it. So I'm like, dang, that shit's dangling like that. Because it still had the hard wire in it. But once you screw it off, had the hard wire in there. So you could keep it from making noise. Because it's dangling down, because this wire is stuck on the wall. You could pull all the wire. That's maybe about a foot of wire. So that brings it closer to me. But you still can't screw it back in, because you got to put it in a certain way. Then you got to turn it until it clicks. You got to line up the tracks. It's, it's round. I'm like, said, fuck it. And I said, these guys ain't gonna come. These maintenance guys take forever in a lot of these places. So what I did was, I thought. And I said, what can I climb on? Because what I was doing, I was taking my fishing pole. I got like a telescopic, like retractable fishing pole, like how a TV antenna is. I kept on pulling. It's like that one I had like 7 feet. I kept pulling that all the way out and pressing that button on the detector to make it stop, to reset it. But if the battery's low, you can reset it all you want. It's gonna start going back off. And maybe after about 6 hours, it'll start beeping like every 15 minutes. So I had to do that shit like every day. I go out here doing my thing, I come back, I'll be sitting there chilling. I said, let me set this shit before I leave, so when I come back, I ain't gotta worry about this shit. I come back, get about 2 o'clock, that shit starts chirping again. Chirp! And I hear that shit throughout the complex, and I'm walking, going to the mailbox, going to the front office to pick up shit and take care of business and stuff. I can hear other people shit chirping. Know what I did? I took the refrigerator. I said, this floor is a tender. That fake wood shit they got, that shit's in the back where my bathroom is, all throughout the bathroom. In that back, it's like a back. My bathroom's in the back of the apartment. I got like a big living room / bedroom. Then it's like a little dining area. Then they got the stove and refrigerator and all that shit there. Then there's a wall and there's a door to the left. When you go back there, open the door pushes in. So behind the door is a hot water tank. Then right in front of you, there's a closet. It's open. It goes like an L. It's in front of you and it goes around like behind the door, like where the hot water tank is at. Then it goes, the top shelf goes over the hot water tank. The other one's got this low hanging fucking rod. That rod should be at least another foot off the fucking ground. But it's not. And like I said, when I move around, I always tie my bags at the bottom, garbage bags. I make garment bags. Put like 10, 15 hangers worth of clothes in there, punch a hole in the bottom of the garbage bag, tie the bottom up. So when they're movers are moving it, or you're moving it, and nothing falls out. If it falls out, it'll fall out down inside the bag. It won't fall out on the staircase and out in the parking lot, on the curb and all that shit. I haven't even looked at none of that shit. Been there for 9 months. I looked at a couple of those bags. I got about like 8 of them. Half that shit is New York winter shit. You sell that shit. It's snowing out there now. Yeah, so what I did was I looked at, they got that, you know how they got in these new apartments now, this fucking fake floors. Look like wood. There's some kind of hard polyurethane type of bullshit. Forgot what they call it, but it's more durable. It ain't linoleum, but it's similar to linoleum actually, but it comes on a roll and it's made out of something different now. But that's what everybody's using, mostly. They got that shit all in the back there, where the bathroom is. In the bathroom. That shit is, my apartment is like a set up like a nice hotel room. That's all it is. It's set up like a nice hotel room. How you walk in a hotel room, how it's all big and spacious. You got that little desk over there, and you put your computer at, TV. And then you got the bathroom off to the side. But in my place, it's in the back. So to being off to the side, it's in the back. Like I said, I walked through another door. And then you're in a whole nother area. Boiler room / closet. The hot water tank room / closet. And then there's a sink and a big mirror and a medicine cabinet on the wall. And it's got those nice, what do you call them? Vanity bulbs over the mirror, like 4 round bulbs over the mirror. Shit, I unscrewed 2 of them. Now I need to turn on all the electricity every time I fucking go in the bathroom. Then the bathroom got its own, then there's another door, yeah. There's another door that goes into the bathroom, actual bathroom. It's a door. You can leave it open or close it. It opens inwards into the swings to the right. To the immediate left, there's your toilet paper right there. And right in front, there's a tub and the full, in the shower. Tub and a shower. To your left is the toilet. Then you can walk out, you can close the door behind you. And that area right there is like a vanity area, is what I would call it. Like in some hotels. It's like a vanity area is what it is. So it ain't so bad, it ain't so cheap. It's mediocre. It ain't no low-end shit. It's mediocre. Is how I would classify it. Yeah, it's mediocre. I would classify it as mediocre. It's not bad. The place where I came from, maybe like a step above it. The reason why I wouldn't really say, maybe a half a step. Because then with the apartment I came out of, it wasn't upgraded. The people's apartment downstairs, where my girl was at down there, they had black floors, black fake wood type, ebony looking shit or something. Where me and Big Gay Al was at, that was all carpeting, wall to wall, except in the bathrooms and in the kitchen. So that was old. It wasn't upgraded. I could have kept that apartment, but I would have still been linked to him and his mama. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be rid of all that, being connected that way. I didn't want to be in the same house or apartment or anything with that big gay ass nigga. I ain't gonna say I knew I shouldn't have came here. I wouldn't say that. It ain't so bad here, to be honest with y'all. It really ain't. I'm just saying that I didn't think the nigga would try to play me in any kind of way. He had a good, dependable friend if he'd have stayed in his lane and stayed where we was at. He had a good, dependable friend. He had a good friend. He messed that up. I don't hate him or nothing. But he messed up the friendship. How you doing today? Yeah, he had a good, dependable friend to count on, financially and everything. He just didn't know how to use what he had. That's why I know that bitches are smarter than men when it comes to getting things. Women are smart. Women are smart. They know how to get shit out of guys. And when I see a woman is trying and I like her, I'm not giving her shit. I'm not giving her shit. Even if I liked her, I ain't giving her shit. Because if I like her, she knows that if I like her, I ain't giving her shit. They talking about friends. Friends cost money. The only good I would have been for the homes is if we needed like immediate money. If we needed immediate money, then I was there. He ain't got to go ask his mama, beg his brother, beg people. All they had to do was just say, yo, James, listen, I know you just paid me the rent like last week, but you know, my check and my shit doesn't come into such and such. Just give me some money and take it off the rent. You know, I could have been like his anchor banker. Then I gave him a couple of chances. Then the nigga played himself. He played himself. I'll get back to that. Let me go back to the climbing on that shit. What I did was, that's what I was trying to say, that the apartment I'm in is like newer than the apartment that fucking, I would say it's even. Only reason I give him a little bit of play, that apartment's a little bit better because they got like a balcony, a terrace thing. And it's still had linoleum tops and all the same silly shit that I got. As far as cabinetry and all that, no big deal. Maybe my appliances is a little bit cheaper. Yeah, my appliances are like a little bit cheaper than the ones that were in that apartment. And the plumbing is better in my apartment. The plumbing's better. Appliances was better in the other apartment. But I still like that other apartment I came from a little bit better. But I know the difference. I give it up half a point to a point. I wanted to give it a whole point. I give this shit maybe a 3/4 better. So I'd give the apartments I'm in now a 7. Yeah, I give them a 7. And I give this other apartment 7 3/4. 7.5, 7 3/4 from where I came from. And then it had a gate. Yeah, I give it a 7.5. Because you got a gate, you got to put your code in to bring your car through. Here, motherfuckers just walk around. Motherfuckers be walking in off the street going into the dumpster. They be driving in off the street going into the dumpster. Looking for metal and cans and all types of shit and shit people throw out. It's a fast turnover where I'm at. I kind of like it out here. I like it. Yeah, I like it. From my earlier videos and I was talking bullshit, that's because the heat was beating me up. And it still wasn't as sweaty as New York. Even when they got 117, 18, I can show you on my phone. I think it got to 118 out here. It's like 55 degrees right now. I'm walking around with 2 undershirts on and shorts and a fucking bandana. I wouldn't be doing this in New York right now, or Chicago, or Detroit, or upstate New York. I have that winter gear on. But I never really wore winter gear. I always wore like a windbreaker. A windbreaker with some kind of heavy shirt underneath. Something close to my body, like an undershirt, maybe like a Henley shirt, or a fleece. A fleece, like zip up at the collar, up the middle, at the neckline, zip it up like a turtleneck almost. And then I'll put on that windbreaker. A windbreaker with a light lining in it. Like a spring jacket. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it got a hood on it. A spring jacket with a hood. So if it snows or rains, I just throw the hood on, up. So I don't really like those big ass. Now, if I was hustling out on the street or something, standing on the corner all day, which I would never do, ever. Again, or I was in and out of the Chinese restaurant, in and out of the bodega, you know, hustling around, in and out of the car. You gotta have fucking dress for the fucking the weather, because you're gonna be out hustling all fucking day. Standing around, finding different ways to get warm, you know? Gas prices are the same, $3.03. That means that gold is the same. He came back and fixed it. Yup, he came back and fixed it. And he put a stamp on it too. That's the guy I was talking to the other day. Some kids drew a big heart in there, you know. Janie and Lewis or some old stupid shit. They were big, fuck that man's work up. And then when I turned this corner here, I saw him, he did the other one too. This next bus stop. It feels like afternoon out here. But it's still morning. I just got a late start because of that rain. Look at that ominous shit in the background over there. That shit's blowing out the way. That's just blowing inland. Yeah, I said to myself, I said, Portugal gotta be crazy. Well, let me get back to what I was saying. I pushed that refrigerator right over there next to the cabinetry. I didn't want to tear the floor. Let me say, this is me. I'm this guy. When I go to an apartment, it's similar to like getting kept, like they was gonna keep me like in a cell. I'm not just gonna go in there and lay down. Or a hotel room or something like that. Or wherever I go new. Wherever I go new and I know I gotta sleep, let's put it that way. I'm cleaning the fucking immediate area. I don't give a fuck if it's a jail cell. And I'm in there by myself, I'm cleaning the area. I'm cleaning with the bed area. I'm wiping off the little plastic mattress bullshit. I'm cleaning the window. I'm doing housekeeping. I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna go and say, who's the house guy? Who the house people? Who the house gang? Who here in the house gang? You know, somebody's gonna say something. They're gonna be worrying about their jobs. I'm gonna say, who's in the house again? And somebody's gonna say, so who's the captain of the house again? Or who won in the house? This is just like that. That shit's that fucking simple. Come in there, you look around, who won in the house? Or somebody may run up on you with some bullshit, says, I don't want to talk to you. Who's the captain? Who's running the house? Or ask the captain, ask the A officer, who won in the house? You gotta know what kind of house you win, because there is gonna be some dominant crew in that house. Whether it's the gang people or some old G's or whatever, whoever they are. It ain't splitting nothing. It's gonna be a dominant alpha crew that's in the house. So you gotta go in there and you gotta ask, who went in the house? Or you usually could tell if somebody don't whisper to you, or you gotta introduce yourself. And that's just how it really goes. You're gonna walk up, that they're gonna lead you over to the guy, or you're gonna ask. You're gonna ask. Me, I'll ask. I'll come in there. My little shit, I'll go in the cell. I'll put my shit down on the bed. I'm coming back out the cell. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna look around the clock, people, see who's clocking me. I'm not gonna say, who went in the house? Or I'm gonna say, oh, who's the house? Who's the head of the house again? I caught the guy right here. He was parking in the truck because he did this one too. And I came and I told him, I said, yo, they fucked your work up over there. So I come from New York, man. I thought I was away from all that bullshit. I can't stand it. I remember a motherfucker wrote some shit in front of my crib and I got the cement laid in front of the house. Right there, we opened up the gate. Motherfucker. Some more faggot shit. Somebody took a stick or a pencil or something and drew a big heart and put some initials down in there. I said, motherfucker. And that shit's almost dry. I said, motherfucker. I said, motherfucker, man. I just went and got some water and put some water on there. I took a wire brush. What the fuck is this shit? I took a wire brush and scrubbed this shit right out. Then I tried my best to smooth it out. And I was like, yeah, that's my fucking mark. Motherfucker. So they came back that way to go to school or whatever. They was looked down there and they was like, oh shit. It's gone. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, I took my refrigerator and I pushed it over there by that, underneath that smoke detector. And then I took a chair, a folding chair, unfolded it, stepped on the chair, stepped up on the chair, threw my knee up on top of the refrigerator, put my knee up, pulled myself up on top, stood up, perfect. I said, damn, I should have did this the whole time. The reason I didn't do it is because I didn't want to tear the floor. Because I had tore the floor across on the other side when I moved the refrigerator out from where it was. Because to me, I tell you, I go clean the place up when I move in. And I'm stuffing all holes. If I see a bug here or a bug there, they got to be coming from somewhere. I'm going to exterminate them. First, I'm going to exterminate and see what comes out. Remember, I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm going to exterminate and see what comes out. See what's happening. That's what I'm going to do. Then, I'm gonna say, okay. If a lot of them is all over the place, now I know what I gotta do. You wait for that first round and see what happens. You do the usual extermination in the drawers, pull the drawers out, open up the cabinets, and wherever you think the roaches are gonna be, or bugs or spiders and silverfish, you spray up underneath the sink, spray all the crevices, you do it around the door, the outside door, you go outside, you spray around there, spray back around the inside door, the windowsills, whatever. Then you wait a day, and then you see what you got. See a lot of dead bugs, you know you got an infestation. You just see a bug here or there, you're pretty good. Because all the rest of them scattered. The ones that are inside the walls, they scattered back to where the fuck they came from. So now what you gotta do, you gotta look for every crack and crevice in the bathroom. You do some caulking or some kind of glue. You got some kind of white glue or some kind of caulking or anything, or compound, whatever. If you ain't got to, go buy some. Go buy a little small thing of compound. Go to the 99-cent store. Buy some cheap-ass caulking and a cheap-ass caulking gun. Or buy some tubes of some anything that's going to be flexible and that's going to stick. And sit for, years. And caulking. And what you do is, you pull out like a refrigerator. There's a cabinet over top of the refrigerator. It's like a little corner. It's like kitty cornered up in there. So you pull that all out. Then you start to looking. Because those kitchens, some refrigerators, going to be next to each other in the other apartment. So I could see where somebody did a poor repair in the wall. So I said, you know what? Nobody's going to see this shit. So you know what I'm going to do? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to duct tape this shit. So I had like a quarter of a roll of some real good duct tape. And I just taped all of those corners where I didn't even use caulking. I didn't have no caulking. I had tape. Because there was like a little box coming off the wall back there. To where the guy repaired it. So I just put duct tape in the crease of it and just sealed it. Then I went, after I did that, there was no openings back over there. Because I kept seeing bugs coming from behind that refrigerator. I'm like, there's got to be an opening over there. You'll figure it out. Because they leave trails. They follow the same trail, like a mouse. So it's coming from over there. And like I said, I put that shit back, and I seen where they was coming from. So I sprayed crazy down in there. And those cracks and crevices. Wiped it off. And then I duct tape where those openings were at. I said, that shit is never going to go on. That's just never going to move. It was like a little 1-inch box standing off the wall. About 12 by 12. I don't know why they built it that way, but it's got to be some kind of pipe running back there or something. I don't know. But I sealed it. Then I put boric acid all down on the floor back there and against the wall. And I pushed the refrigerator back. And since I didn't push it pull it straight out, they had put it to the side because I had a hard time getting back there. I could see where you see a little swirl pattern where that little bullshit fake ass wood linoleum type of material where it twisted. And it didn't tear. It tore, but it didn't peel up. You can see where it wrinkled. It's some durable shit. You can see where it wrinkled. I said, damn. I'll get to that later. Then I went under the sink and I looked in there. I see where that flake board. So this is all flake board bullshit, the countertop. Flake board, no, linoleum with flake board. Then I could see where there was open and closing the cabinet. And you can see there was like a pile of flake board shit. I said, that can't happen. Got to get underneath there and brush all that shit out and stop it. If I had some kind of spray glue, I'd have did it. But I just had to get it out of there. You get all the loose shit out and spray some fucking clear type of a sealant on there. Let it dry. And that shit won't fall apart anymore. It'll just stop right there after you get the loose shit off. So what I did was I got rid of all that loose shit underneath there. Then I closed the door. Boom, 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 boom. Look. Just kept getting all sweeping it up. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm duct taping it. Yeah, strip of duct tape. Tape the corner, the edge of that flake.